Should supermarkets allow BYO plastic containers at the deli? So this isn't shopping bags, but containers inside the store. A Wellington shopper has been left frustrated after staff at a Countdown deli told her the reusable containers she'd brought with her was no longer allowed. Emma Shee says she's always taken her own container for food, like shaved ham, for example. But as Jessie Chang reports, the supermarket chain says it's not about cutting back on plastic, but more about food safety.
Making environmentally friendly choices is something Emma Shee tries to do when she's out shopping, particularly at the supermarket. But last week she was surprised when she wasn't allowed to use her own container at the deli.
The girl at the deli said, "Oh, they've got a new rule saying that they're not allowed to accept people's containers anymore because they're worried that people will get sick not from their products but from not cleaning their own containers properly."
Emma Shee says these kinds of barriers stop people from doing their bit to reduce the use of plastic.
It's letting us become complacent and to just keep doing what we always do, which is just use these single-use plastics. And recycling isn't the ultimate solution because you're still expending resources to recycle things.
In a statement, Countdown says it has a responsibility to make sure all the food it sells is safe for customers. It says while it understands and appreciates that some customers want to bring their own containers, that has to be balanced with its overarching obligation to guarantee food safety. But supermarket company Foodstuffs, which owns New World, Pack and Save and Foursquare, has a trial at one of its stores, allowing customers to bring their own containers for meat and seafood. New World Howick has been carrying out the trial for the past 2 months. Its owner Brendan Jones says he's had an overwhelmingly positive response.
We've had customers saying, great, you're preserving the environment for future generations, but we've had other people say it's great not to have our rubbish bins, our recycle bins loaded with the plastic or even the smells from butchery and seafood come out.
Brendan Jones says expanding the BYO containers to the deli section is tricky, but they're not ruling it out.
Service deli primarily is already cooked and ready to eat products, like, for example, sliced meats and salads. Whereas if you look at the butchery and the seafood, 99.9% of those items are really there to be taken home, cooked and consumed, so it makes quite a difference from a food safety point of view.
2 days ago, the government announced its plans to phase out single-use plastic bags by July next year. Trevor Craig from the Binnin says its customers are encouraged to bring their own containers, and he says stores are well on their way to getting rid of plastic bags. The specialty grocery chain sells mainly dry whole foods, often in bulk. But Mr Craig says phasing out plastic for packaged meat would be difficult for other supermarkets.
There's a lot more to that, a lot more research required, and you're not going to see an answer to that in any time soon because of you have to be careful of protection of food and so on once it's sold and goes into what sort of container.
Countdown says a container ban is currently policy, but it's a space that's evolving and changing. Mo te hōtaka o te ahiahi, ko Jessie Chang tēnei.